Facebook's not coming up.
Oh no. You suck. You little Zucky.
Save. Hit that one. Hold up.
You.
There we go. All right, dope. Here we are. Move this. Week 20 in the books. Was we learned some stuff. Some shit happened. We had a game. We had the 2 on Wednesday, which Pure dominated. And then we had today's game, which Pure also dominated. And then that was kind of it. We had Undertokers not show up for their game. Someone had a last minute thing, but then they couldn't get anybody else. This has to go like this, that's why. And we fucking had Anon drop out of the league altogether. So that's a thing that happened, and that's pretty shitty, and it happened super last minute, so that was really lame. So we didn't have games. So there was 3 disqualifications today. Well, 2 disqualifications. The second Anon game was previously rescheduled to a undetermined date, but there was plans to reschedule that due to extraneous circumstances or whatever you want to call it. And so that's that. And Anon, it's really disappointing because it's OG team.
Right.
So that's lame. But they had struggled the whole split. They're 0-5. They're 0-4 on games they play. Well, 3. I think they only played 3 games. I think they played each KK team once. And they were having a hard time getting everybody to show up and be enthusiastic, it seems like. Some of them were and some of them weren't. And they didn't really have like the whole team chemistry, which is proving to be the thing that keeps teams growing and together. Is the chemistry and the dynamic, and it all stems from the top. And it's just is the culture there or is the culture not there? And if you lose it, you lose it. And I could see a situation where when you have a lot of turnover, it's going to be hard to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
so
it's when you just got teams of people who just kind of flake. You're either dedicated or you're not. And like for sure for that Canada conference, like that's one of the things that separates those top teams from the rest is like obviously familiarity, right? And then,
sure.
And then like consistency, like showing up and practicing and playing and
yep. Their punctuality. Mm-hmm. Like are they there on time? Are they even there at all? They bring in full teams, and are they competitive? And it's kind of like in that order almost, and so I mean, you can play in a conference and be outmanned, and these guys are just like a whole different caliber, right? And we kind of recognized that over this season, that these teams were kind of, and we've always had a team that was dominant, and then like a team that was, competitive with them, but then and they both kind of fucked on the league. Like last season, like you had Sheeb at the tip was dominant, and Anon was super competitive with them
at the end, right?
In the second split, could be the second split, and then OCF came in that last one and was super dominant, and Anon was competitive with them, or however that played out. Each split there was one team that was head and shoulders above everybody, and what had happened in the past is they would win, and because of the way we had it, they would feel like they didn't want to play anymore because they were in it. And so we kind of recognized that happening throughout this season, with Pure coming in and growing, but then the demigods were smashing in that split, because it's really split 2 is when this kind of started to happen, and then the Misfits come in the tournament, and that's another high caliber team. And so here in split 3, we knew we were going to have these teams that were, watching game film and fucking and way better than teams like the Taxmen and stuff, the killers and shit, and that there was this division in the league already, and we were getting to a point where we had 9 teams, and it was already, we were anticipating having 10, and one of them dropped out last minute, so we were anticipating having the most teams we've had in a split, I believe, and trying to have this, be able to manage the schedule by having the conferences. And at the same time, there was this upper tier of competitive teams being created in the league, teams breaking apart and joining, and new people coming in. And so the Canada Conference was made, and Anon was put in there, and maybe Anon should not have been put in there, but they were like a fucking,
they were the top team historically in the league.
Yes. And they've been competitive the last 2 splits.
And they got even better this offseason.
We had thought that they got their talent increased, right? Like they pulled in Messiah, and that should have helped them a little bit. And, but I don't know what it is. Something happened with the team. It fell apart. And they, by this week 4, they are not even here. Not even showing. They got one guy coming to the game.
Yeah, said he hasn't heard from anybody in weeks. So.
But, so they're gone. So Anon's gone, and I think that in the manner in which Anon left, we take the points off. Which to me means that we need to take the killers' points off as well, because there's no real way, there's no way for Anon to come. Like, they could come back, but like they should be, I don't know, like to smash out in the middle of the shit. Like, that's something that we had the killers for, and they got us on that twice. But like, I didn't expect that from the fucking one of the fucking cornerstone, you know what I mean? Pieces of the whole shit.
Right.
Like
an hour before the match.
Well, I mean, even like there was no real conversation. So that's what. And I reached out and I tried to have something go on, because we were talking about them potentially moving down to the Trapper Dan League. Anyways, because it might be more competitive and might be more fun for everybody. And that's what the whole thing's about, right? So like, we were already trying to make that happen, and so I was trying to open a dialogue, and the dialogue didn't really get reciprocated. So like, it's kind of shitty, because the league is where we're all people, and we've been fucking with each other, some of us, for a minute, and I don't know. I feel like if we've created a system in which people feel like they cannot have an open dialogue in regards to the league, and even on a personal level, then I would like to know that, if that's the case, so that we can make the shit better. Because we're talking about a group of people coming together to make a league where we're all playing and coordinated and doing shit. We all need to be communicating at the maximum capacity and figuring out all the issues before they become a real big thing that results in fucking people quitting and leaving, and you know what I mean? And people that actually do like the shit and do care about the shit. Yeah. A whole new roster. Is that
Mewtwo?
That is Mewtwo. And Mewtwo, that is something that we were considering, but it seems like to avoid any kind of weird shit, I'm gonna say no. You can't like to fill Anon's space like this
Oh no,
split.
he earned them points too.
Yeah, I know he did, and that's why this is really shitty. And um, but like given the conversation I had, I think that we should not call them Anon.
Yeah, no, they would have to rebrand it. So Mewtwo, you'd have to pick a new name.
Yeah, this is a new thing, obviously, that we're dealing with right now. But yeah, I'm not mad at that. But you would be in the Trapper Dan League.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the Trapper Dan League though.
Yeah, because we need the people in the Canada Conference to be like teams that are like teams. Like they're not gonna. We're not like all of the games in the Canada Conference are gonna happen when they're scheduled to happen. Kind of shit. Like that's what the goal is with Canada Conference, and they're good games, and they're competitive and shit like that. And I mean, and they don't have to be competitive, but they're just like someone could be 0-8 in the Canada Conference, I think, and it be okay, and they're in there and they're playing all the time, and I don't know. I think that there is a conversation for a team in that situation to move down, but I think that the priority is, and always is that the games play when the games are going to play, and we're trying to figure out ways in which we can make that happen by shuffling teams into different groups. Like these grouped teams should always have their games play. Like that's the thing, and those teams that are like that tend to be the better teams, and that's how that shit fucking happens.
Because they're dedicated, they practice, they're invested.
Mm-hmm.
Which Mewtwo is definitely invested. He's there every week. He plays hard, plays good.
Absolutely,
Just
but
need a team like you, man, and you'll be in the mix.
But you got to go through the thing. So like the same reason, like we knew ECA was going to be dope, and we knew Pure Nation was going to be dope.
Right.
But for the same reason from two different sides of the equation, but for the same reason, neither of them are in the Canada Conference for this first half of the split because they were new. Mm-hmm. And they needed to fucking go through that shit that all new teams go through and build a new team to actually become a team and show that they do show up and that they do play hard and they get better and whatever.
They're a franchise.
They're actually like there's people that are about this shit, and then there's people that are kind of cool with the shit.
This is dope.
But then there's people that are about it, and we're trying to make a league of people that are about it. But there's a place for everybody, right? There's a place for everybody, but we're trying to make some fucking dope shit, and that Canada Conference is the beginning of that, and so that's the thing, Mewtwo. So like, you want to build your squad, bring them. They'll come fuck with play ECA and Dragon Gang and Tokers and shit.
Menace. You missed that Anon is out of the league. And
well, they might get a,
it might be revamped.
There might be we might sell their space. No, Mewtwo might make a team, but not be Anon, but be Anon and have their 9 points or whatever it is.
Trapper Dan League.
Because he was in Trapper Dan League. And the main difference, one of the big differences in Trapper Dan League is when you beat a Trapper Dan team, you get 1 point. When you beat a Canada Conference team, you get 1.5. Right? And
yeah, Seb. So that's where you come in. Menace.
Yeah, so that's the thing too, is like, so here's the criteria for the Canada Conference, right? You show up and play all your games, and you're fucking bout it.
Competitive.
And I think that it's pretty apparent that Pure Nation meets all those criteria. They're 6-0. You're supposed to. Granted, you didn't get to play the starting ECA, but I mean that doesn't really matter. Even if they lost to ECA, they'd still be 5-1, head and shoulders above everybody, and they show up all the time. ECA had the fucking roster issue that day. Granted, there was like power outages and stuff.
Right, storms.
But
yeah,
nothing good comes from Ohio, by the way. So
plan is potentially for y'all to take that spot.
Yeah, so it's like, do we have fill out because this, so when the Killers dropped out both times, what ended up happening was, well, okay, so now that I remember it, what ended up happening is they got we redid their games. So we took the Killers out of the remaining games on the schedule, and then the opponents played each other. And we made the opponents play each other based on how equitable the game distribution would be. So, like, if you played someone twice, but you played other people 3 times, then when we collapsed the games, you would play someone you only played twice. So you wouldn't, like, play someone 4 times. You wouldn't get an extra game with somebody. You just level it out with the other ones. So that's what we did the first split, and nobody seemed to mind. It was only 2 games. We did it, so it created 1 extra game. The fucking last split, we did it with the Killers, and people were pissed, and they wanted the DQ.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be matched up against the other team. They just wanted the DQs. So that's kind of, I guess the dilemma is kind of, are we going to collapse the schedule, fill in another team into the schedule for the Canada Conference, or are we going to give just write off the last 5 ANON games, which would result in 5 less games,
right?
Which is kind of lame.
Prime games.
Which means that what it would happen is that Pure Gaming would only play 9 games, and Boogaloo and Misfits, I think, would only play 8 games total, right? Because those are no, because there's one of the games is cross.
9.
Nah, what would happen
they
is
have 2 left against them, so they play 8 games and we play 9 games.
Yeah, and then Dragon Gang would play 9 because
last week.
Because the last week they were supposed to play.
Yeah, it's all fucked.
So there's a few different ways we could go about this, and we do have 5 teams in the TDL. Now we might fuck around and Mewtwo. I mean, I don't know how long. What's the time frame on knowing if you got a new team? You know what I mean? Like, how long do we put that out there? And then, like, when we bump them down to TDL, what's their record? 0-0? 0-5?
Well, it's the same record. Well, no, I don't know. That we'll have to worry about that when we get there. That's true.
And then these guys are 6-0 down here, but they're not going to come up here and be 6-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They got their points. I mean, it doesn't mean anything, extra or not.
Seeding in the tournament.
Yeah, but they're going to play 4 games.
It's just seeding in the tournament, is it? And I mean, we could do something stupid and say they get 4th, regardless of how they perform right here.
Potentially.
And I don't know, man. It's a weird thing, because before it was just the Killers, and really what it is if ANOM was 0-5 and we didn't have the conferences, then it wouldn't really be an issue we'd be talking about, because the seeding wouldn't, but we got the different conferences with the different points. Yeah, getting a whole new setup shouldn't take long. You got it like that, Mewtwo? What?
You got a squad out there somewhere.
All right, well, I mean, like, you'd be able to play on Saturday kind of deal? Or how's that going down? Because that spices things up a little. Because now we're talking about moving these guys up, but what if Mewtwo comes in and his team is, well, we wouldn't move them up, but like maybe they wouldn't be so head and shoulders.
They just take those games, the last 5 games, and then go into the tournament at the bottom of the thing, and they'd be...
What, Mewtwo's team? Mm-hmm. Those 5 games, but those got to be Trapper Dan games now.
Yeah, I think...
Like, do we just put like? And that's the thing is, so Nation has Saturdays are better for me since I work Monday through Friday. Okay, but I mean, like, you'd have a team. Like, you got to give us a roster, homie. That's a thing, and I'll make you a team on League Lobster and shit, and all that stuff. Like, we'll do the whole thing, but like, you got to have a roster. And we got a couple people. There's a couple free agents, so. Is Kai dropping his captain? Ain't on a sorry message. Yeah, Vega. So that's what it seems like. Kai doesn't.
Got time.
No, he said he had time. Kai doesn't want to do it anymore, and so he's something. It's not fun or something, and I don't understand why. But the thing is that he wants to not do it anymore. So Anon's like disbanding kind of deal. Vega. The trophies are still a thing, and they're decaled, and they should get. I thought they would get blasted this weekend. Didn't happen. I'm going there this week coming up, and then it's gonna happen. So, so what that means is Vega and Mewtwo and Rosebuds and Kai, if you're watching, I need your addresses. So, give me that shit. But,
all right, bet, Lenny. I got 2 people for you potentially.
Yeah. Got some shit going on. So, hit us with the name and a logo or something. If not, I'll make something and we'll get that popping. Mewtwo. Hit us with the people and we'll try to line them up. Get you guys your chats.
Just get them on. Just get us the link. So get them on the link. Sign them up next.
Yeah, Canada.game/next. Have them all sign up and put in the comments Mewtwo or Lenny or something. Somehow I know what it is. And then get with me about the name and logo and stuff. And so Vega. So wait. So here's Vega 2.
Vega,
I mean,
potentially.
Yeah. So this is kind of what's happening. Is Mewtwo is gonna, at this point, he was gonna continue as the team slot for Anon, but rebrand it from Anon, kind of deal. Mm-hmm. All right. And so that's what we're talking about right now. If Mew's down and make him the team captain of Anon, he's down. I've been playing Apex, can make my transition back in the league if Mew's down. Got it. So that's on y'all.
Well, there you go. We'll facilitate it, whatever. But just get us the logo, the team name. We'll get a team chat made. It's not nothing. It isn't that hard.
Yeah. So the thing is though that. We'll talk about it because we might not. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Cause all right. I started to keep Anon since it's where it's all started. Yeah, no, I feel that, Mewtwo. You've been on Anon since your first day in the league. He got as a free agent in a tournament game or some shit, and then stayed on the team.
Oh, nice.
They want Anon. You gotta get Vega. You honestly, homie, you gotta get with Kai, yo, on using the Anon name and shit, homie. I'm dead ass. You gotta hit that full up. Vega, you're the homie from way back, kind of deal. Hit him up. All right, because I'm with you. I am so with you that it's a fucking
It's like
founding
Cowboys.
team kind of it's like the fucking Cowboys, yo. We can't let the Cowboys go away. So I'm super with you on that, but definitely talk to Kai because I'm not trying to make no weird beef over some shit. So like that's where I'm at. Like I'm with that shit. Yeah, all right, bet. I'm with that shit, but at the same time, I'm not trying to have some weird shit happen when we could just as easily fucking
make some new shit.
Exactly. Exactly. And we'd all be sad, but I've been sad a lot of times in my life, and I'm still here rocking. So straight up.
Straight up.
I said they said we might need to change the name unless Kai's cool with it. Exactly. So Vega's gonna go see what's up, and then you guys figure that out. So TBD on that. But 100%, y'all are being in Trapper Dan League. Sorry.
Cool. Yeah, y'all be in the Trapper Dan League though, but that's cool. It's good comp down there.
I think it's gonna be great.
I think it's fucking dope. Yeah. You should have been in Trapper from the jump. We thought we put you up there. We thought with the Messiah
Edition
aspect,
would get because it was just a roster thing,
4 people. You guys would play all the time,
and it would be like old times.
That's how highly we thought of.
That's what we thought was going to go down. And
so like, apparently we were wrong. We should have put you in the Trapper Dan League. It would have been more. I bet you,
it would be different.
If Anon won 2, it was 3-2 right now. It's fun.
Different.
It's fun.
It's different, and I think that the Trapper Dan thing is. That's why it's like this because
we wanted it to be fun. You wouldn't want fucking Undertaker's 0-11. And
exactly.
even if you go 0-11, at least you had a chance.
Straight up.
You know what I mean?
Straight up. Yeah, like Taxman, we were just 0-4. We got our first win today, though.
Right.
Talking to them and see what.
All right, bet, Vega. Bet. You said you're going to talk to him. We'll talk to him.
All right, yeah. Let us know what's up,
we'll
homie.
Figure it out.
So as of right now, we're kind of gonna suspend the Anon games on the schedule, and we're not gonna make which is kind of fucked. So actually, what we'll do is we'll make that Misfits Boogie or Misfits Pure game that was supposed to happen Friday next Saturday.
Oh, Misfits Pure.
Exactly.
Bet. Okay.
We're gonna schedule that for next Saturday.
Bet. That works. And that gives us time.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, but Boogie might not have a game next week.
Boogie might not have a game.
Oh no, this is week 2. Sorry guys. Hold on. Anon Pure. Yeah, so we'll put Misfits Pure. Misfits have a double header next week.
Nice.
Now. And they play on Wednesday though.
Bet.
Misfits 3 games next week.
That's a lot.
Well, we don't need to put that game right there. Pure won't have a game next week. Because Pure is supposed to play Anon again. So what we'll do is we'll just take the Pure game off the schedule.
Do what we do. Put Misfits right there. Why was it?
And take the Boogie one and make Pure Misfits play 3 times next week. All right, Misfits. If anyone's watching from the Misfits, I don't think we can force that on them like that in a week notice.
That they play. Nation just played Wednesday and Saturday.
No. But it's Wednesday and then 2 games on Saturday. I don't know. That's a lot, yo.
A double head? I don't know. I don't think it's a lot.
Well, I mean, maybe it isn't. I just think it has the potential to be a lot, yo. Hold on, let's see what their next shit's like. Because if we could just bump one of those games. Anon, right there. Right there. We just bump one of these. So we put this... Because Boogie plays the Misfits on Wednesday, and then you're supposed to play him again on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So can we just move that Saturday game to this Saturday? When Anon and Boogie or Misfits were supposed to play. Mm-hmm. So you'll play Wednesday and Saturday that week.
Mm-hmm.
Does that work? Yeah. Okay. So Anon's still good from what I'm seeing in the chat.
No.
Well, yeah, but not in the Canada conference because
no,
they're building a new team right now, and we don't want that in the Canada conference. We want that to be teams.
Trapper Dan. That's Trapper Dan League.
Trapper Dan is for new teams.
Mm-hmm. Building
you know
teams.
what I mean?
Building teams.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So there's a couple options, and that's where we're at.
There's still a chance, Seb. Lenny says.
Yes. Bet. There you go. Yes. So
I fucking love it. Okay. Yeah, so that's where we're getting at now is is it the time for Pure Nation to move up now?
Mm-hmm.
Into the next one because you guys are a team now. And the concern was that we had tried to put you in there off the rip. And then it was like, no, they're new. Which is the reason why it was cool is because it's in line with what Trapper Dan's supposed to be. New teams. Because obviously we would have wanted the conferences to be equal split.
Well, that's why ECA, even though they have a bunch of points and are top in the league in points, are in the Trapper Dan League because it's a new version of ECA.
Correct. And so Pure's kind of proven that they're kind of past that.
Yeah, no, Pure's they're a team.
Yeah, Seb. Even if they keep the name Anon, they're moving down.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And I think Nation should move up. I think Nation should move up into the Canada Conference and take the rest of those games.
Well, there will have to be a little juggling though because Pierce played 6.
Yeah, the actual pulling that off
is
what makes that not like probably is not the thing.
It's just it's hurdles. What up, Toto? Yo, me hopping party on PS and yeah. Bet Vega and Lenny handle that.
Work it out.
I like that. I really like that. That's
because they're fucking
good vibes right there.
They're fucking been on for a minute. Man, they miss Vega, man.
Yeah.
Vega, that was like the kingpin. Like, you can't have a 3-legged table.
Can't have a 3-legged table.
Come on, man.
Can't have a 3-legged table.
Miss you, Vega.
Yeah.
we watched you play right now.
Yeah, we're just in there.
Yeah, he knows. All right,
here. Let me put this. So let's figure out the rest of these Anon games.
Well, we actually just kind of figured it all out. If we take Anon out and we put all those games in there you go. We don't even need to put another team up there. All those games just figured themselves out.
What do you mean?
We just replaced the 2 Anon games right now, didn't we?
Well, there's 5 Anon games.
Well, I mean, everybody gets a dub, I guess. A forfeit.
Yeah, 1.5 point forfeit. That's big money right there.
I mean, the fact that everybody gets one, though, makes it kind of mean nothing.
Fucking with you, Vega.
What it means is that all those games they won before were actually worth 2 points.
What?
Pretty much, if we had just did the 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, man. Much love, Vega.
Okay, so...
Hell yeah.
We got some schedule shit to figure out. I think we give them... Like, by the end of the day tomorrow, we have the schedule shit figured out. Because we need to give them a little time, because there's a couple what-ifs.
Well, they're... oh, yeah. Okay. Well, they don't got a game next week, so, I mean, we got... They got
Misfits? Or Anon? Well,
yeah.
they do... Oh, no, because we were going to switch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's not a...
So, we got 2 weeks.
No, because they're not going to have these games anyways. There's no situation in which Anon has these games.
Yeah, no, true.
The only reason we keep these games is if Nation was going to take them over. Which, it's one too many for Nation, which is just this cross. We would just take this Dragon Gang game off.
Well, here's the thing. This is so fucked. So, okay. Maybe we just don't do no new, we don't switch conferences until fucking...
The split?
Split.
It just makes it so hairy.
Yeah.
But what do we do then now? Like,
you guys on the blind?
Yeah. So...
I got an update on the car.
Oh, dope. So we've got... Because if we remove those games, right? Like, what's going to happen is we're going to have to make those Canada Conference people play each other one more round.
Which... 1, 2, 3. Which would be 3 games, which we easily can do with those 3 slots.
Actually, so this is what I think we should do. I think we should make them... There'll be some juggling around, but we give them each one more game, and then... Because I think it's 5 games. Some of them have 6, but 5 games, and then we make... There's a place for them to play another cross-division game, I think. Like, we make them play Nation one time. We make them play ECA one time. We make them play the new Anon one time. You know what I mean, though? Like, we can mix in another cross-divisional game and have it be one of these top teams. So we get... Because that's going to be dope. Like, to see... Like, we want them to play them. That's why I was talking about moving them up. Like, let's make them play them. Like, they already have one game on them. Like, what is it?
Yeah, we probably got to do that. I don't see how we...
Nation and the Crew play each other.
The actual split of the, like, the switching of it...
Spongy says, please don't make us play each other again. Let the split end, and then the next split, but Nation on Canada League.
Yeah, no, that was pretty much happening.
That was the idea, that Nation and ECA would both potentially
Nation
move up.
and ECA move up, for sure.
Yeah,
in my mind, for sure.
Yeah, and
there'd be 5
because we want to add to the Canada Conference.
And potentially at that point, we were even from the beginning of the league, we had considered that maybe Anon would move down if it didn't, whatever. Like,
or even stay in there. It wasn't until like last week where it was like, okay, it was the time when
2 weeks ago.
it was the doubleheader when the second game didn't happen, and everyone just kind of hopped off, and that was kind of like, well, because that kind of violates the whole we need the games to play, and you know, like, cause what I mean, I don't want to be selfish, but like, what do I look like sitting on the stream? Like, I hope they accept my invite.
Right. On a Saturday, like, I could be out there getting at bitches, man. Yeah, like, or making money, like
anything. Like, I'm just like, damn,
please
man.
accept my invite.
I hope they click invite. Like, come on, guys. What the fuck? This is dirty, man. It's fucking dirty.
Man. What the fuck is going on?
All right. So, but yeah, so that was the idea that Split 4 would have ECA and fucking Nation move up, regardless of any other team moving down or whatever. But like that, the whole thing was that they were just new teams. And they'd figure it out. And anybody, like, Dragon Gang could have fucking, like, there's glimmers of hope on Dragon Gang, like, of them fucking
they
popping.
Find their four rosters,
they get their shit going.
Dudes, and this is our four
they're on the rise, homie.
They're close.
And so, like, the upward mobility, we want that. But we just want to be able to have teams form and play the games when they're scheduled to play.
So we can have some damn,
you know what I mean?
Cohesive. Marketing.
So
when we say we're gonna play the games, games play.
Exactly. Like, that's what we're trying to make something cool, and we got to say, like, the game's gonna play this time, and then it's like, no, like, because think about it. Today we played one game, yo. Like, we played one game on Saturday. One game at a different time than we normally play, which isn't necessarily crazy, but that just adds to the.
Imagine if you're one of, like, a Fairweather fan that's up to our page.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, 12 o'clock, well, we usually wake up late and I watch a little bit of COD while I'm wumpty-wump. You know what I mean? Like, shit, man.
Yeah, man. So, all right. So that's where we're at. So, Spongy, you don't like the idea of y'all playing each other again. What do you think we should do? Because if we mix in, because it's 5 games for each team, right? And we're going to potentially have 4, I would say. Because, like, I'm going to be fucking honest. That I am not looking forward to the Taxman versus Pure Gaming game in Week 8. Like, let's be real, guys. What do we expect to happen in that game? Like, I'm going to play against Spongy. Maybe that should be a fucking Anon game instead. Or a Pure Nation game. Or an ECA game. Because we are going to have to fuck with the schedule. Like, it's going to happen. Do the crossover again. Yeah, no, I get it. Because it might, like, ECA might fuck around and beat Pure Gaming. I mean...
I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, maybe.
I mean, that, by Week 8, fucking A, yo. Boogie Nation. That's on the schedule already. That's Week 8, yo. That's Boogie Nation play. And that was going to be Anon Dragon Gang. That was going to be a good one. And then ECA and the Misfits play Week 8. Wait a minute. Yeah, ECA and the Misfits. And Pure Gaming. Oh, because they have a game to make up. And we put it at the end. That's right.
He laughed.
It's true, though. It's true. Like, who knows? Vince joins ECA.
I want to see a Pure Gaming, Pure Nation game.
Yeah, me too. And I'm disappointed that it's not in here. So we need to. That's what we need to do then. We need to take these Anon games, but see them. No, because then if we put Anon. Damn, yeah. Well, no. Okay, so theoretically, when we open up, when we make the new pairing on like Week 7 or whatever, the cross conference, that's going to open up a game for the other teams too, right? So like potentially, because the new Anon's going to have a schedule. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Nation Gaming. There you go. I think that's a good treat to end the split with. Might be a nice fun.
Yeah, I think that is a good thing in split. So we're gonna have to fuck with the schedule. Where let's see what comes out of Anon right now. We're gonna see what happens before we can actually do that. But we kind of know what's going down.
I mean, it's just, yeah, without saying too much.
What?
Somebody quit. Captain quit.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fucking A. So, and so the thing is like, if like T-Dupe quit, right? Like,
Right.
would we still call the team Pure Gaming?
Right.
And that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. So, bada bing.
Yeah. Boogaloo is mine, so don't try to use it.
And that's. I would be thrilled if someone continued to use the Taxman thing. And then was like good, like that would be dope.
Yeah,
that would be
pretty much.
dope to me.
No, just Kai, pretty much.
No, I don't think that's necessarily true. Like they didn't have, like Mewtwo's the only one that showed up today.
No, Aspect, Kai didn't show up.
Slay,
Slay.
not there. Like we had 2 subs. We had 2 subs, and Taxman had damn near a full roster ready to go today. So like, if oh no, that's a different game. But no, yeah, we had fucking people. So you know, I guess maybe we didn't have 2 subs.
Well, it's just
That's a
shitty
different
too.
game.
Like we have subs. Their first game they were subbing in for the league was today. One of them, it was their 3rd time trying to play a game, and out of 3 times coming to the games, logging in and getting in the queue, he's played 1 out of 3 weeks.
Yeah, the Taxman Tokers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
there's
like,
another
why would
person-
he come back?
Why would he come back to Canada Gaming League like KGO? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
that's a shitty.
That's
ass
bad experience
It's bad
because the game
experience.
didn't happen because people didn't show up.
Because they didn't show up last minute.
And it's
Fuck.
kind of, and that's it. It's there's people that are down, and then there's people that think it's kind of cool. And so that's
The people that are down, we're gonna cater. We're gonna put this shit in position for you guys to play.
well, we're making a whole different division.
Yeah, we're fucking.
Right?
we're
Canada
putting-
Conference is
we're
people that are down,
priority. Exactly.
and you can move up into, you can become down.
Exactly.
Like that's fucking, that is what it is. Like
It is
it's
what it
the
is.
main deal. So if you're not down anymore, then
And we've lost some dope people, man. Like Dig is one of my favorite gamers we've had.
Yeah.
And he hasn't played this whole damn 2 splits.
he played 1 time.
Well,
as a sub.
But I mean, like Nerd
Yeah,
Gear.
Nerd Gear. Yeah,
Bobby Yaga, like
Yeah,
Paul
yeah.
Burgers, those are some of my favorite people.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
don't play. 'Cause
They don't play.
whatever, It happens, man. But
Davey and them.
it fucking happens, dude. Davey. Shitards. Come on.
Fucking A, yo.
It's been a minute, you know? So, yeah, it happens, but it's like, damn, yo, we're going to keep trucking. We're going to keep fucking getting better every week.
Yep.
And we got a black eye from this week, man. We fucking had, 5 games scheduled?
4
And then 2 on 6. So out of 6 games.
out of 6,
played
we played 3.
3. That's 50%. That's not good.
Not good
That's
at all.
Not good. That's not good.
I mean, we need hundos.
We need hundos for sure.
like there's
and then something happens and it. All right,
yeah,
but fuck, man, hundos for sure.
hundos for show. And and we keep getting new people signing in, yo, and
Every time.
and this is kind of what's going to happen. The free agents come in, they get swooped up by these teams in the TDL, and then they kind of cycle out and then don't last, or some of them do.
Well, that
And
we like
then
that because they
taking
can
up a
play.
space. No, exactly. And then they take up a space on the team, and then sure enough, now Dragon Gang's got a solid 4.
Or
Now
maybe
they're
they
playing
start their own
together.
team next
Now
week.
that all that shit happens. We've had all of those possibilities happen. We're halfway through the split.
Not if they show up. Not if they show up 3 times and play once.
No.
Yeah. So.
No.
But it was some good games though. Even the DG Nation was alright. It was an alright game today.
It was cool. They didn't have. I mean, they had everybody. They had a full team, but they didn't have their starters,
Mm-hmm.
or at least one of them.
The
They
DG.
tried to get one switched in, and it couldn't happen.
Right.
And they're doing what they can, man. Switching people out for certain maps, like game modes. Like they're trying to win. They're in their shit. So
Blythe was going off. There's a new guy, Wilk.
Wilk came in for Dragon Gang.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing pretty good. I'm excited. First time playing today,
He
so
was balling, you know. That purple sub, man, chopping him.
yeah, the purple sub was going down.
Pablo showed up. He was gone last week.
Uh-huh.
He was balling out a little bit too. He had a couple plays, I think. Balling.
Maybe we reopen that 10 a.m. slot or something too.
Yeah.
I think it works better for East Coasters. They like that. So I think that maybe we get rid of the 2 or something. Because what we kind of did was we learned that we kind of get better viewage at noon, right? That game 2, game 3, those get the more eyeballs on them consistently through our Twitch viewers. And so we were trying to put like the KK games, the Canada Conference games at noon. And obviously we're moving it around based on people's schedules.
Right.
But the initial conference was set up, or schedule, Canada Conference game at noon, Canada Conference game at 1, prime time, exactly. So I don't know how that translates if we go to a game early. I guess we still get noon and 1. Is it? And that's the question. Is it?
We had a plan to have a warm up game too, which was 11, which is it was supposed to be Trapper, Canada, Trapper.
Absolutely. And so I think is it the time of day, or is it the fact that we've been streaming for an hour at that point and we're getting new people in and then we're retaining them? You know what I mean?
Know.
And so we'll
like,
kind of figure that out.
I feel like whenever that alert goes out, you get is a bump.
Sure.
And then
the Discord alert too, probably. Maybe. I don't know how many people come in off of that.
But then like
so many Discord
just
alerts.
To be there for an hour, like, maybe. I don't know. Something to find out.
Yep. So there's all of that. Anything from y'all? Anything you guys want to bring up or in or out or whatever? You got anything else written down?
Nope. Just that.
What's it say? Pooh Shiesty?
Pablo showed up. Balled out.
Got it.
So it sounds like. So what's we're doing from here? We're figuring out obviously if Anon's coming back, rebranded or not. If they're moving to Trapper Dan.
They're definitely moving to Trapper. We've got tomorrow to kind of figure out the rest of the schedule. We're gonna introduce another cross division week, or kind of sorta, depending on how, because we're not gonna make Taxman play a Canada Conference again, right? Like that's not gonna happen. So we're figure out that. Might not be a full second week, and then even out the rest of the schedule and try to figure out how to get Anon in on some Trapper Dan games for the rest of the split without adding games or whatever, right? So we got a little juggling to do, I think, is kind of what it's looking like.
Or maybe they play on fucking Taxman until the next split.
Yeah, I think that because we're already kind of in the situation where, like with Santana and the homie and Skaggs and I think there was another guy, like we're already maxing out that roster and Undertokers almost, and then to bring in 3-4 more people, like I don't know how much. I don't know. We'll be bursting with people on our rosters. Like, are people going to play? I don't need to play. Gilbert don't really care about playing.
Or Candid.
I don't know. Candid's been kind of getting into it.
Okay.
Kind of, sort of. And I think he was starting to with your team, too, for a while.
Yeah. Vega, Candid, Mew.
Yeah.
Oh no, we haven't heard from Messiah. So is he going back to Dragon Gang? Is there going to be some players available?
So what this? I don't know. But what this means is that it's week 4. It's halfway through the split. There's changes happening, and we're gonna be trying to fucking figure out everybody's rosters right now. So we're gonna hit everybody up with what we have as your roster based on who's played on your team this split, and then you're gonna captains. You know, we're gonna figure out who exactly is on your roster, and we're gonna determine who's out there as a free agent, anyone that you need to move off or on your roster, anything like that, so we can kind of figure out how we need to form these TDL teams for the rest of the split in light of what's happened. So that I think is what we got to do. Like, be expecting that. We're coming at you. Anybody that's played on your team is going to be like, we're going to consider them on your roster unless you tell us no.
Right.
Because if they play on your roster, if they play for you one time, they're not on your roster. They don't have to be on your roster. If they play for you a second time, they do need to be on your roster.
Right. And also get at us with maybe another, like we've been thinking about trying like a, what's it, starter gate?
Splitgate.
Splitgate.
We want to do a Splitgate tournament. So Zion was talking about that, and so we'll hit him up. But Splitgate tournament like on a Saturday night or Friday night or Sunday or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of, I mean, we've always had aspirations to play other games in some capacity. I don't think we can't fully league some shit because obviously like there's a lot of shit that's going on with this, and it takes up a lot of time and effort. So we couldn't really just throw in another game.
Not until we have 8 to 10 teams of Canada Conference. Once we're there, we keep it at 10 teams or 8 teams, and those teams play at the time they're supposed to play, and that'll minimize like what we have to do for that league.
Sure.
A lot of the shit we do right now is like putting together the matches and shit. If those matches were running like on their own, like hey, this is when you play, be there, and they showed up and played, and it was dope, like we'd have plenty of time to do other shit.
Sure.
Potentially.
So when Papa John's cuts us a check to be a sponsor of the KGL,
10 racks.
Shit'll be dope.
10 racks for the winners. Commiserate.
Just
Commensurate.
picking numbers out of like a $250,000 semifinal.
Hey, look. Look. We get as high as we want to get.
All right, I'm gonna need $500,000 and 3 pounds of your finest marijuana.
Finest shrubbery.
Yeah. So that's what's going down. I think it's all a wrap. Food's done. I'm hungry. We kind of beat this one down. Tomorrow, look for the scheduling kind of thing.
And everybody get excited, man. We about to fucking be back at it. KGL, we all took a black eye this week, but we about to bounce back, have some good games next week. Everybody be rocking and rolling. We'll have some answers for everybody. And let's get back to having fun, man. That's what it's all about, man. It's a competitive league, and there's a little bit of shit talking, which we like. You know, when we first thought about this, we kind of thought about WWE. You know, people talking shit.
Oh, yeah.
Franchises going back and forth. And there's a little bit of that in the comments with the ECA and Goliath and them this last week. So that's cool.
Sure.
Which is fun, man. That's cool. But, like, if it's not fun, man, you know, if you got lines that are being crossed, you need to speak up or speak to us. Hit us with a DM.
Straight up.
You know, let us know. Like, I mean, there's never been a point where we didn't want to listen to somebody from the league and try to understand their stance or where they're coming from.
Any of it.
Yeah, so, like, man, if you fucking feeling the type of way, man, just fucking
let a motherfucker know.
Twitter fingers it up, man. Smoke a thing. Take some medicine. And hit us up. Twitter fingers.
Do the thing. That's
medicine.
right. That's right. All right, everybody, we out.
Much love.
Hasta luego. What's up?
Yeah. Hasta luego. Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
I don't know.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, papito.
Papi chulo, moñaño.
Moñaño.